Hot damn! Hello. Hello, everybody. Damn, listen to that. We walking out here. We really do be walking. What's up, everybody? Hello, hello. Happy Monday. I got the schedule done just in time for the stream, but I have not gotten the scheduled streams done just in time. Oh my fucking god, dude. I'm exhausted. Sometimes you'll have, like, the energy to do stuff, and I only had a 5-hour shift today, but me and my infinite wisdom decide to walk around and agitate and organize. Today, I ran into... But, you know, it's not always clean and clear when you're agitating and organizing. There is definitely a layer of people out there that are wary of agitating and organizing, and today I ran into one. Not the first time I've ever done so, but... one of the things that you can do when you're organizing is that you can walk up to people and simply ask them. You can reference other stores. So what I did today was I went up to a coworker and we started talking about how shitty our job is, as you do with your coworkers. And and then we started, and then of course the discussion decided to peruse to discussing about other grocery stores. And eventually we got to the point where we were discussing other stores and how they are organized into combination. And what ended up happening was they instinctually just let me know that they were not into forming up organization. Just like outright. They told me, as I quote, yeah, no, I don't really believe in forming a combination. If you have a problem, you can just take it to management. And in my head, I'm like, oh my god, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, it's such an embarrassing thing to hear out loud. It's such a defeatist mentality. It's like it's a shot in the dark right in your mouth, you know? It's bad. So, of only the 5 hours that I actually went to my job today, 2 of them at the end of my shift were spent fucking in grueling pain having to hear a coworker like say those things out loud. Now it makes it easier for me, you know, it marks them as somebody who is not of focus, you know, somebody we can avoid. And it clears out more of the store, but damn, hearing it like firsthand in your ear, it's a rough thing, man. It's bad. Woof. How was my week start? I have a lot to do, Cherry. I'm organizing a, amongst the coworkers that I am on the friendlier side with, I'm organizing a food bank caravan. It seems only a couple of people are signing up to go to that, though, which is okay, but I would prefer new people go. That way they know of it. We'll see how it goes, though. Damn, dude. Let me think. What else? Oh my god. I have not even begun to start covering the topic for this week. I have to pick my own topic for this week to talk about in discussion on Sunday, because the RCA is right now going through an internalization period where we're discussing the party documentation that we're going to be talking about at the conference at the Congressional next month, at the Party Congressional. So there's nothing, they have not put out any like article to discuss any political discussion, but I still want to have political discussion with you guys, so I have to pick an article myself. Other than that, I've just been stressed out a lot because my schedule of to-do things has been getting longer and longer and longer, and meetings always stack up, and just lots of things happening, lots of events I still have to go to, you know? Lots of things I have to get done. I'm flying out to Philadelphia at the end of next month, so I want to get the new video done by next month. So tonight I'm going to be sitting down and really cracking out what exactly I need to be doing. Just a lot of background stuff in my life right now. Just a lot of organizational material. I promise that I am not like a central figurehead of some grand political conspiracy or political party or program or like grand like union organization. I'm not. I've just decided to devote myself to doing a lot of legwork. Which pays off. It pays off when it becomes successful, but man, sometimes you run into people that are just like, no, everything you stand for, I'm completely against. And it's like, whoa, it hits you like a rock, you know? It's like, geez, like getting punched in the face. Alright, so, continuing from last night, we are about to save the world, I think. I'm not sure what's gonna happen next. I'm kind of scared, but I say we just get into it. I think we can let's talk to Schnell one more time. That was a bit too close. He lets out a big sigh. The relief kind. We might finish this game tonight. If we do finish this tonight, we'll probably switch over to something. Who knows? You okay, Cleric? I will be. Well, once we get out of here. Now go talk with Grandpa. Looks like he has got something to say. That's not my Grandpa, Schnell. Good idea. I just need a breather. Yeah, same. Take a deep breath. Let's see what the old man wants. Alright, so this is Jor. This is not just a cobbler, this is Jor himself.
Oh.
The timid man greets you with a lowered head. Hello. Hey. He meets your gaze. This road has been terrible. All due to my negligence. Eyes filled with regret and confidence both. Huh? Why is he talking like he's the one who... Who are you really? Nut? You know this guy? He wipes some dust off his apron. I ran into him before. He's a cobbler. Right, a cobbler. I'm sure there's a lot of shoe emergencies out here. He shakes his head. I'm afraid there's no good way to put this, but I shall make it clear for you, I swear on it. But you better explain it quickly. Not sure any of us should stay in this spooky hellscape any longer than we have to. You're very correct, Schnell, he says with a smile. This place is bad for a man, brings him to face both his heart and even fouler things. I am Nut. Oh, never mind. I guess he's not Jor. Son of Toke. This is all I am here, now. I was born in Jevik, amidst the early days of the First Coast War. Its chaos brought death upon my kinsmen. Due to fate or some other cause, I was granted audience with a higher power, an audience which left me with a channel of strings. The communion with an outer god. All I knew at the time was the inescapable risk of staying in those lands, pushed to action by my brother Toll. Together, we rallied as many longships as we could. We saved 50,404 people, approximately a quarter of the villages. Wow, not every day you get to speak with a god, living or no. As we left in search of a new land, those people began to look to me and my newfound divine strength for more than guidance. They gave me a name from the old world sagas, one steeped in bygone mythology. They called me Earth. Oh, he's not Jor, he's Earth. There he is. The Hammer of Fate. Hammer of Fate. That can't... How? He lowers his head once more. My existence is fleeting, stuck between material and beyond. This old man's wary expression tells you, rise. I am not one to bow to. Are you truly him? Yes. You see, I died like an old man should, just a few decades later than usual. But here I linger on, guarding this gate. For whom? For what purpose? Who knows? The old man laughs. It's a bit silly, really. Toll would have loved to see it. This is insane. I don't disagree. That was my initial reaction to the first few years of this place. I assure you, I, too, have many questions. You catch a glimpse of Schnell, then opening his mouth again to speak, only to shut it. Your goblin companion clearly wants to ask something as well. He is waiting his turn. Ask what you wish. I know you have questions. This man has not spoken with another for a very long time. He'll be glad to talk. Say what you wish. This is your one chance, one opportunity to ask this legendary figure anything you want. Make use of it. Well, since there's no rush. Toll, your brother? Yes, the old fool. Earth speaks with a sad smile. Hello, Kent. Haven't seen him pass through here. He must have died years ago, amidst his epic final adventure. But who knows? Time moves differently inland. Maybe he still walks the endless wastes as we speak. Looking for Jor's key. That is not a term you are familiar with. Make him elaborate. Jor's what? Toll. Right, like Tolstad? Toll Square? I heard he was a real adventurer. He was, Schnell, he was. Your god looks out into the void. Toll always wanted to travel, to understand Jor, to sail and wander. He received his circumnavigation blessing not long after we founded Norvik. The circumnavigation blessing, any individual who completes a full turn around the coast is rewarded with an esoteric boon, suspected to be from Jor himself. This usually grants the user the ability to cast the cantrip prestidigitation at will. Yet he could never reach Jor's point. After a lifetime of adventure, he still wanted to know. That is why he set off. Toll's leaving the national holiday. Toll's leaving, a Norvikian holiday, to honor Earth's brother Toll as he left to explore the wastes, usually celebrated with honey cakes and pearl wine. Pearl wine, that good shit. My brother figured the secret to Jor would be unlocked in the wastes. Once he crossed Really Cold Valley, which I later renamed Toll's Pass, my sending stopped searching for him. Yeah, good name swap there. The last thing he told me in that final message was, "Fear not, brother, I always find my way home. Thus, I hold out hope." Can you see Norvik from here? Somewhat, yes. I have the ability to cast minor magic here, including a soft scrying. Soft scrying. He speaks like an arcanist. That essentially means he can peek in on people and locations, but not for long, nor far from Norvik, presumably. It feels a bit tragic, of course, to be unable to interfere, yet able to watch, as you can imagine. Have you been watching me? Your god squats down, placing his palm towards the Tower of Light before him. The closer to the pillar, the more I can see, like your adventure into the city below, or your encounter with Gorgalash. You knew that troll? I did. I fought him, you know, all those years ago. Every time he would flee, regroup, and try something new. A smart one, that Gorgalash. A tough leader. He seemed to really hate you. I don't blame him. Your god looks away for a few seconds as if using the void to take in your words. I destroyed his tribe, Ran. His kingdom, his people. Took it from him, without any kind of fair fight. I struck for my own need, and I was well rewarded. Perhaps it is a pity I did not follow through, instead leaving him to the life of an undercoast vagabond. Part of me feels I knew him well. We dueled many times. Another part of me wonders if I should have taken the risk of diplomacy. At a certain point, wasn't that far off from a 50-50. Would you have taken that, attempted peace with trolls, or would you have followed through? Pity be damned. If the odds are good enough, sure. Trolls are foul, unstable creatures. The answer is no. I'd say manipulating a troll into not being harmful isn't that much harder than the average human. Problem lies more in what happens if you fail. Trolls sure like to smash things. I don't know. I have no idea. I'll be honest, neither did I. A deep sigh leaves him. I was busy playing games. I never going to your channel and came back. Huh? I do not believe in a clear answer. Not anymore, but I chose my path. He glances at Schnell, who still looks stunned at watching you interact with your actual god. Ah, right. Goblin genocide and so on. I actually have so many questions. You see Schnell shift his shirt around. I have a few questions of my own. You go first. We have time. Your god aims a pair of finger guns at you. Shoot. What a lad. Is nationalism fascism? Nope. I don't believe it is. He knows this. How? Why? Fascism and nationalism are overlapping ideologies. One is the fairly new idea of a united nation state, whether by culture or folk type or anything else. The other is... fascism is... really bad? That seems a bit moralistic. I was often called a fascist. But when I read those books from reads, I never particularly identified with it. They seemed to hate liberal ideas, while I was always quite fond of egalitarian pursuits. In my dictatorship, I took many cues from Asgul himself. Hells, Gar's Rubrin was my brother. He taught me wisdoms beyond my years. The first Bon Embers to settle in Norvik, head of the Great Norvikian Construction Project. Then there's the fetishization of violence. He had power. He seized it with both hands, killing anyone who got in his way and structuring society beneath him in a manner that served him and him alone. Who cares if they call you a fascist afterwards? You simply kill them. Makes me think of an angry young man left powerless, someone neglected by his village. Obviously, he would lash out. Fascism seemed to me as nothing but a response to the powerlessness, especially one grown in the wake of the First Cold War. If anything, it taught me not to take it lightly, to make sure each new generation of men in Norvik were given exactly what they needed. Discipline, challenge, and a god who does not conflate strength with violence. A real role model. Was I given that? His face contorts. Like he just stuffed a knife in his back. Damn. Pure pain. No, Ran. You are not. How is strength not violence? I wonder. True strength is, in my mind, your capacity for enacting violence, measured against your ability to never have to. In a sense, this applies less to violence and more to any form of competency. I don't like this god, man. What time I just actually go to your channel, by the way? A real man makes the best of himself, no matter what that looks like. He does it for himself and for the benefit of his tribe. Am I depressed? I'm eating ice cream out of the tub. Nope. Probably not. Eating ice cream out of the tub is tasty, though. I don't know. I don't think I know anything anymore. Those words carry wisdom beyond most, Ran. You wield magic beyond compare. How long does it take the average wizard to memorize a new spell, just copying into his spellbook? A wry smile on his face. Heh, kiss ass. It's working. You're blushing. I'm nothing special. There! He points at your face and laughs. Doubt and confidence. You have it both. The old man crosses his arms and nods your way. It takes hours to memorize a spell, Ran. And you do it in seconds. That's no trick, nor is it only talent. Perhaps you have a knack for the esoteric. I won't argue against that, but think about those sleepless nights, those years you prayed and studied and read. The divine never truly fit. No zealot, perhaps, he smiles. This is what you are now. This is your calling. This is exactly where your people need you. You will fall apart. I know you're fighting to stick with it, with every step you take, but my father, a man of many idioms, once told me, you don't have to be anything but the best of you. The rest, the village takes care of that. He must have gotten that from a book. What does the red eye mean? You mean that symbol we use? That was adopted from existing symbolism. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. You would be one to figure that out. I never meant to build a religion, you see, but when we'd conquer a city full of ruins, with that red eye all over the place, I think it was Ag who came up with the idea, call it Earth's Red Eye. Turns out it was an albino lion warlord who held that ruins for some time before the trolls took over. A one-eyed albino. One red eye. The old man points at his own very much dark eyes and laughs. Worked out fine enough. Allowed us to spend more time on public works rather than shrines. Hello, Neon. Are you really a god? He shrugs. Geez, what a response. I had the same power as all those big shots in the Divine Era, make a god out of me or not. It is a banner I've carried for the sake of unity. If that banner ever grows useless, burn it. Let something new rise from the ashes. Not a god, just a very powerful man, clearly. A god, a spirit, a memory. I pray to you. Yeah, you do. I cannot always hear it clearly. It's a lot, but I hear yours, that I promise. How do you grant us cleric's magic from here? As you've been taught, I channel the divine through strings. Subconsciously, though, or maybe more like instinct. I'm an old hand at this by now. Might be a reason why I don't be allowed to move on, that I'm still needed to keep the channeling going. The contract is a two-way street. Does belief bind the god as much as his followers? Which makes me think of all the other dead gods out there, still connecting those thousands upon thousands of clerics into their sources beyond. That's crazy. Agreed. I'm happy to fulfill my duty here. Keeps me sane. But I wonder if the Mender feels the same, or if Lady Fair holds down the fort in some other tunnel. The implications here are quite intense. Dead gods just end up in some void, being used as keys to magic? Incredibly, he talks about it as if it would be no big deal. I wish I knew more. Once I'm forgotten, maybe I will get to see through this gate, to go wherever souls go once they pass. Deceased people who are resurrected do not remember anything at death. Maybe there's nothing beyond. One day you might gain that knowledge. For now, focus on the material that will set you free. Oh, Aaron. I think I need to ask something even more important. Yes? I know you do. You got something to ask, Chanel? Of course. It's a god. But there's no rush. You should ask about Gorm first. And I think of how to formulate this question I've got. Take your time. I need to ask about Lord Gorm. He takes a few steps forward. He's just an old man. But despite that, you see, he's also as strong as hells. Ah, Gorm. His eyes focus on the ground where he stood. A man of principle, of bright mind and whole heart. I loved him like a son. His face contorts into a deep frown. It broke my heart when I saw him descend in such a way. I cannot say where his mind was, but I know his heart was placed exactly where I had taught him. Selflessly, he would give himself to any cause. Unfortunately, he proved my teachings terribly wrong. His pain. Have I been? Exhausted. Earth did not possess the ability to interact with Gorm in any way. Why couldn't you speak with him? He could not see nor hear me. I could not stop this channeled magic to my clerics and my paladin no matter what. I cannot even destroy myself. For whatever reason, my soul here is muffled. I could not communicate with him or anyone else on the material plane. He's telling the truth. His truth. This guy has a legacy to uphold. Careful what you trust. He wanted to resurrect you. That was his intent, yes. It's important to remember one simple fact. Nothing he did was evil. Everything he did for an ideal of good. Just like I taught him. He turns around and gestures toward the stairs. So you cannot see his tears. Look how it ended. His bones hitting the pavement so furiously. He's crying. Tears of regret. I thought I knew everything at one point, as if I had somehow unlocked the truth of life itself. It was so simple. Your god turns back to you, his eyes tinged with red. Goodness alone will bring the world to evil. The words of an arcanist, I believe. He's quoting Prax. How conflicting. But Gorm spoke the truth. About what? He wipes his tear from his cheek. My legacy. Norvik is under siege. There's a conspiracy of free striders, the magistrates are bought, the Asgulls are undermined. The Golden Horde seeks to occupy the clan lands within a decade or two. The Mender's cabal funnels riches to rebels in our lands. And my will, the plan I created to keep peace and to transition into a democratic government, was suppressed. But then Lord Gorm, yes, he did. Your god gathers himself. This was all calculated risk on my part. What do you mean? I knew this would happen, Ran. Or rather, I saw the odds and strings. It was high, he says with a clenched fist, something like 4 and 5. You got married, Cherry? Congratulations. The problem? The odds changed while I was dying. That does not happen very often. An esoteric event, most likely. Suddenly, I saw the new probable outcome. This web of conspiracy. The old man shakes his head and looks very, very tired. The magistrates hiding my succession acted as the initial spark. The rest is your history. What kind of esoteric event? I do not know. It might not matter. Perhaps it was a divine intervention. Perhaps some remnant spirit or prophecy. Something changed the odds of my choice. Sadly, I'm not the one dealing with the consequences. Why didn't you push for democracy earlier? The odds were against me. Forcing democracy at any earlier point had a very low success rate. Most outcomes would simply end up in oligarchy. Free striderism was growing in the East, and it would have sunk its claws into Norvik. The counterbalance to organized money is organized people. I was hoping to set you all on that path. The populace was not ready, despite my effort at decentralizing and pushing for the pseudo-democratic guilds. The best chance was for democracy after my death as my final will, until it wasn't. They actually target the Lord Patriarch? Yes! A Tormian wizard was equipped with an Arcanist spell scroll, a term for a non-divine inhabitant of Divinity Torum. A very expensive endeavor. Poor Axum. He did not deserve such a fate. What else do you know? I could not see who or why. The magistrates keep whatever they plan under tight supervision. They all stuff lead into their walls. Their homes are impenetrable for me, or any other scryer. Gorm's perspective is, however, most likely correct. They targeted Akasam to maintain their hold on power to avoid the transference demanded by my will. He had, just prior to the attack, been very adamant about enacting it properly. Would it have worked? Lord Gorm's spell? I don't know. I don't believe he knew either. How do you see the risks so clearly? I did not share that secret often during my days. Lord Gorm was one of few I confided in with my struggle. A struggle? The one placed upon all us gods, he says while making air quotes. We can see outcomes in strings. Hello, Arthur. Not always, not clearly. Sometimes like a play in the mind, sometimes an assured vision, but always there are odds. A choice, a chance, a risk. When I worked in my father's shop, I would work on a shoe and see exactly how 9 times out of 10 I would ruin the leather. As I grew better, my skill improving, the odds would change. Soon, I'd pick up a boot and see 2 in 5, then 1 in 4, then 1 in 10. Sometimes I'd still fail, but seldom. Over time, that simply turned into ever greater visions, along with greater power. Every god can do that? To my knowledge, yes. Beside the esoteric might and other powers, it is not divine providence, it's just probabilities. That's why you left your homeland. Yes. So what this is getting at is that Ran is a god. Is that you play a god. When I took my people to sea, we had a 50-50 chance of survival. When I saw Ascani, those odds went up. Every step of the way, I made decisions aimed at increasing those odds for you. Everyone around the coast? That would be nice, wouldn't it? I realized with such power, I could protect and serve more and more people. Yet at a certain point, he takes a moment, where does my tribe begin? Who do I define as the other? I had to choose. Why must there be another? My choice was the Earthfolk and the exiled dwarves, a united creed bound by this great city we built. I focused on increasing the odds for that creed, to assure the security of Norvik and its ideals no matter what. No matter what, huh? No matter what. For almost a century, that absolutism has been the source of immense life and pain. Absolutism? No. Fascism. Fascism, you mean? Maybe, he says, exasperated. Maybe. Just like Gorm. That comparison pains me, but I cannot deny it. It pains you. Chanel takes a step forward. At least you had a choice. The old man keeps his eyes on the goblin and places his hand behind his back. Not with anger or sadness, Earth wants to hear him out. You're responsible for the genocide of my people. Yes. Look at Chanel, then look at Earth. Yes. Just yes. Your god says nothing for a few seconds, then he nods. A horrible thing you have heard, I did. He looks around the void. He clenches his jaw and clicks his tongue a few times, and he holds up a finger. I have one question. I've thought about it for a while now, my whole life, really. I need to ask it, and I want to hear it. The goblin hesitates and starts. Why didn't you just kill us all? His words leave a silence across the water. What a question. The old man furrows his brow. No, really, why leave us in this half-life? Because what? What is this? He says and pulls out his jacket. This. He slams his fist into his chest. We're not human. We're not dwarves. We're not goblins. Take away our language, traditions, our stories. You put us in these holes, expecting us to form into something suitable. But what is that? What do you want? To stand before Earth and yell like that. You really like this guy. If you could see every outcome, or whatever, why the fuck did you pick this one? His words dripping in sarcasm and rage. Wait for Earth's reply. Earth allows the goblin to end his speech, listening to his panting echo across the eternal waters. Then, without lowering his head or averting his gaze, he says, I was going to. I told myself every goblin on those red hills needed to die for the safety of man, that folkmord was necessary, that without clearing these lands entirely of these hostile natives there would be nothing. But folkmord is a dwarven term meaning genocide. It was originally coined by Asgal himself, who used it to support the idea of folk rights. Rights inherent to all sentient beings regardless of folk type, sex, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion, or any other status. Originally spread by Asgal, and is today a hotly debated topic across the coast. He bites down on the words. Nothing but perpetual war. After establishing Norvik when the trolls were scattered and the coast was ours, if I had left your people alone, I saw a guaranteed future, filled with inevitable clashes between goblins and humans. Those clashes would lead to more animosity, more hatred, generation after generation seeking blood vengeance against an entire people. It was one of my clearest visions. Radical fanaticism, goblin armies funded by hordes of elven treasure, years of warfare in Verdun, trenches for miles, trenches, then more factions joining in over time. It would risk another coast war, simply due to the fact that humans were never meant to live here. We were never meant to take these lands. Yet we did. I did. I made that choice because every other meant the death of my people. In exchange, I doomed yours. Chanel stares at him, stone-faced. Okay, so we're fundamentally incompatible and you took our ancestral home. Great. He rubs his eyes and takes a step away. He's trying to calm himself. You can get a question in the meanwhile. Incompatible, huh? I don't think you answered Chanel's question. No, he didn't. Chanel turns back around, glaring at your god. Why am I alive? Why did you spare those 3 tribes, Earth? Yes, he murmurs. The answer to that is simple. I gambled. Your god looks at the stars. The Battle of Moor Grib, Western Verdun, on the 6th year of the campaign. The leader of the Craigthorn is brought before me in chains. He demands a duel to the death. Craigthorn, one of the 13 original goblin tribes of Ascani, when moved to Norvik, they were renamed several times, eventually settling on the Halfway Bridge tribe. His name is Cran. To restore his strength for a fair fight, I invite him to eat with me. This goblin speaks Dwarven, Diminorian, and even some Elvish. Over dinner, he explains exactly to me how they were superior in every way, and that the only reason we won was due to our luck. We had a god, theirs died long ago. Tokig the Gambler, would have been fun to see these two clash. I agreed with him. Then we discussed my options. Grant told me I was wise for killing them all. If I did not, he said, they would eventually re-emerge and destroy mankind. Once I faded like Tokig did, that each of his sons dreamt of spilling human blood. Chanel's eyes narrow as Earth speaks. So I asked him, what of his daughters? Did they dream of war and slaughter? Revenge? Grant told me no. Then he laughed at me and wondered aloud what a boring and peaceful life that would be. I spent the night explaining my visions to him. He in turn told me stories about Tokig the Gambler. For hours we talked, exchanging ideas, and I proved well and enough how I knew it all. As the sun rose, I saw in that conversation something magical. The odds had changed. Not by much, not so significantly that it changed my belief, but enough for me to make another choice. A gamble. I gambled on a path where humans and goblins could live together in peace. His eyes are on the ground. We signed a treaty the next day. The forced assimilation of 3 tribes was carried out. Cran served me well for 12 years overseeing the migration of Norvik. This was the only plan of action I could see with a success rate above 50-50. Success? Yes. He scowls. A successful genocide? Yeah. That's your definition of success here? Same as always. The least amount of death over time, as far as I could see. But not for my people alone, not this time. For both of our people. He lets out a conflicted groan. Well, you shouldn't have come here in the first place, then. Perhaps so. His eyes speak of sorrow. He's holding back. He knows well he could have argued around this topic for hours, but he's not interested in winning. Earth wants to listen, nothing else. Should have gambled earlier. Yeah, that would have been brave of me. If I was older and wiser, I would not have been so slow to act. You ask me what you are, Schnell? Let me tell you. He walks forward towards your goblin companion. You're something entirely new. The goblin's expression goes from angry to despondent as he stares at the dead god's approach. You can never be goblin. You can never be human. You're in this mess because of me and my evil actions. The old man throws up his hands into the air, reaching for the stars. So hate me, curse me. Then go be a leader for your people. He lowers his arms and gives him a determined frown. They need you, Schnell, for the new era and beyond. Make something that hasn't been seen before, something new, something better. Apprehensive and confused, the goblin turns away. I don't exactly have a choice here. There's always a choice, Earth says, while locking eyes with you. Some paths are just riskier than others. The goblin clicks his tongue. He glances at the god and mutters something new. You hear the anger and fear in his voice. Tokid would likely tell you to take the gamble. If you ever meet him, be sure to ask. The old god laughs. The goblin looks on with a complicated expression on his face. Conflict dancing in the shadows of his mind. Rage and confusion. Now think about it, Earth. Oh, he's good. From folk mod to father figure in just a few words. Incredible. A difficult exchange. You really... He stops himself from speaking at first and then says, you really fucked up that assimilation. I know. If there's one thing I will apologize for, it is that. I am sorry. I was always terrible at statecraft. Schnell shows the same face he's shown you so many times since you met him in that underground garden. To be ruled by evil or incompetence. Sometimes a mixture of both, I'm afraid. You can always do better. Agreed. Not me, though, since I'm dead. But you? We'll see what strings you two will walk on. But if it is of any comfort around this incompetent governance, I can assure you, Snell, he gives the goblin a meager glance, Lady Sageleaf is the one who truly changed the odds. Schnell meets his eyes. I never expected it from someone like her. Alas, there are many things I did not see coming. If anything, your instincts are clearly a dowsing rod of their own. A dragon. Earth looks upon you with his eyes that remind you of your father. Aged wisdom soaked in blood. I'd like to have a few more words with you, Rand, before you return. He steps forth until you realize your god is near towering above you. Look up. I'm afraid we will never speak again, my son. So this conversation is truly simply an esoteric happenstance. Once time runs up, this will not align again. An esoteric event? It was. Caused by me, but not something that I will ever be able to make happen again. This conversation, Ran, he says, and places a warm hand upon your shoulder. The only thing you will ever feel is warmth. The only time you'll ever feel is warmth. The last time anyone ever will. It was worth everything. Look to Snell, then back to him. Snell looks on, his arms crossed. Still conflicted, but with now a determined expression on his face. I'm just a cleric. Yes. Some might even call you the cleric. Although wizard might be more appropriate. A correct statement, despite his theological nature. And you've certainly been mingling with primal forces a lot. If you want to be a druid, you certainly have my blessing. Though if you want to dive into making those dance moves into real magic, that wouldn't be such a bad use of your skills either. As long as you keep working on the actual dance moves as well. Your god chuckles. Bow your head. And the flame tongue. Keep it. It served me well for many years. Gorm would have wanted you to have it. Despite everything, he was a good man. A good man? The words cause you unease. Alignment is as subjective as Jor. Nothing but intent. A man will see it all burn before he accepts utilitarian evil into his heart. Goodness itself lies in the heart of all folk. It is not built under the whims of a cleric, no matter their intent. No, it was not. Your god closes his eyes. No, perhaps he was not. Not in the end. He takes his hand off your shoulder and takes a deep breath. You can see it. He's doing the polite minor gestures that indicate the chat's coming to a close. He's about to send you home. Ask. This is your chance, one last time. Can you see my future? No. It might be written somewhere, but I can't see it. The coming era is yours. He looks to Snell. I believe in you all. Don't say anything. I don't pray anymore. I know. It's good. I am but a channel for greater things at this point. You will carry skepticism in your heart in the face of gods and ideologues. That will serve you well, I believe. He scratches his beard. I will tell you one thing, though. Do you remember your prayer, Ran? The one you always repeated to me at the end of the hard day? My prayer? Yes, the one. You repeated it so many times. It was a cry, a pleading. At the end of a night at the library, after hours working the kiosk, when your body was broken past days of Earthguard training, in bed at night. Hello, Glacier. Not from all. It's mostly noise, as you can imagine. Must be a name. So many desperate voices. Interesting. As a channel for a greater power, he must pick up on all of it. Yours, however, it was such a simple prayer. That's what struck with me. Earth holds up a finger. One thing you asked of me, all throughout your life. It never changed, not once. Oh no. Yeah, that prayer was embarrassing. No wonder you stopped doing it. Your goblin companion follows this conversation intently, yet he says nothing. Right. That. He smiles. I don't promise things lightly, but I can promise you this, my son. There is a string to follow. One where your prayer is answered. I swear to you. Your father's proud of you, for the man you have become, for the man you will be. Earth leans in and softly says, you're not alone. Then he takes a step back, his eyes shimmering in a faint glow. He looks down into the water. It is time. The election has begun. Right now? Right now. A funny timing, isn't it? Now isn't now? It's already... Shit, I've got so much work to do. Your god holds up a hand. Don't worry, Schnell. I believe Miska has covered it all. She will be glad to see you back there alive. Trust me. Oh, yeah, good. Hello, Kai. What's up, man? He is flustered. Oh boy, your own brace floundering. What will happen to you? I'll get a good rest. That's most of what I've done here for these 27 years. I'd wager the rest of my strange existence here will be just the same. Your god shrugs, but then again, who knows? Wish us luck. Fortune follows the meek. That is, the man who carries a sword, but knows when to keep it sheathed. How do we get home? Same tunnel you get your spells from. I'll just make it a little wider. We are ready. Your god holds out a hand. From it, a white drop falls. It hits the esoteric water below. Whoa! There's one more thing you need to ask before we go. Yes, my son? Who should I vote for in the election? You catch him by surprise with such a question. Through the light, you see a smile appear in his face. He laughs. Your god lets out a loud and boisterous laugh among the radiant power of his divinity. The Asculus! They won't win, but every vote will help them for the future. That's right. That's right, folks. Vote green. Vote green, folks. Vote green. I'm going to assume that this is it. Play me out. Play me out something fierce. Ooh. We should have killed that guy. We should have killed Earth. Hello, Daha. You need advice ASAP? Sure, man. What you got? Dawn of Election Day. You caught the flu? Oof, that sucks. I used someone's fursuit to release my spermiogenesis and never told the owner. Owner figured it out, what I did, and really, really liked it. Should I ask her out? I'm 19 and she's 22. To release my spermiogenesis. Does that mean you came in the fursuit? Complex 72-74 day process in the seminiferous tubules of testes where germ cells develop into spermatozoa. Develop from germ cells in the seminiferous tubules of the testicle. This process starts with a mitotic division of the stem cells located close to the basement membrane of the tubules. These cells are called stem cells. Okay. So you didn't come. You were making stem cells in the fursuit? Yes, without asking? The city roars around you. Flocking the streets, hundreds seek their designated polling place, and you lie on the central street of Tolstad, having successfully made it to Election Day. And... shit. The first thing you see is Snell getting up from the pavement beside you. He looks pale and queasy. Why didn't you tell me this portaling business would become nauseating? Eat a man up, buddy. Just stay on the ground and groan. Snell joins you in your choir. Snell stretches a bit, but then takes a glance around the crowd. Old man was right. Election sure has started. So we lost, what, 8+ hours? Something like that? Maybe less? And maybe we were in the void for about an hour, give or take, right? Keep groaning on the ground. Right, I keep forgetting. He mutters and looks like he's about to throw up as well. I wonder what would happen if we stayed there for longer, like a month. Will we come back years later? Nah, probably just get all wacky and unpredictable and send us back 5 minutes after we leave. Just to fuck with us? Just to fuck with us. The goblin takes in the sight of election day. He breathes the air, his shoulders drop. Everything is fine. Nothing's wrong anymore. You live. Live to see another life. Or leave smiling. Get up from the ground. Right, game plan. It's not that late in the day, so there's no rush in voting. They won't close the polls until 9 o'clock. First of all, we need to report this to Lady Sageleaf. Then I'm assuming you'll need to have a chat with Darrow, too. Is everyone here? Everyone? I mean, most of Tolstad. There's like a dozen different polling places set up around the city. This is just one of them. You'd use that word to bypass the filter? It got filtered anyway. That's funny. Where's Lady Sageleaf? In the garden, most likely, though if my ears don't deceive me. Nearly's playing something on the field. We should go look. You should report to her first of all, in my humble opinion. Don't want to keep her waiting. You can talk to Darrow. No clue. Probably out there somewhere. Who else should I talk to? That's up to you, cleric. And there's no stress. Once you've got the important stuff out of the way, you've got all day. It's only 10:20-ish. Oh god, I need to figure out what I'm voting. Should I tell people that I met Earth? Honestly, I don't think anybody would believe you. At the very least, not take you too seriously, but you do you. Alright, let's hit it. Alright, Chanel. Let's finish this, man. It's fucking election day. Finish the quest. Talk to everyone you know. Oh, a snail. Hello, Mr. Snail. A snail drops a pouch before you. Thank you, Mr. Snail. Alright, let's go report this and then we can start talking to everybody. My lady? Oh, well, look at that. Nice to round it off. Chaotic good, level 17 chieftain. Wow, almost a full 20 on each. She wields power you could only dream of, yet her actions betray her nature. Evil, good, is selfishness for one's own tribe for the defining trait. This creature is no goblin, though her desire lies heavily invested within this tribe. She's far older and far more dangerous than all these servants of hers combined. You approach the goblin chieftain sitting on the grassy field by herself. You notice several eyes fall upon you from the bodyguards stationed across the area. They're ready to attack you at a glance. Ah, she's enjoying the sun. Careful now. Be polite. So you do leave your throne at times. I'm back. Yes, I could see that. Ate a shit ton of ice cream? Oh yeah. Hey, Graham. She squints at you before closing her eyes again. Snell? Yes, my lady. Report, how did it go? The necklace of fireball was used accidentally in the tea shop. It was meant to go off underneath the temple. An election day, right about now, in fact. She leans forward in her seat and glares at her servant. Lord Gorm and the Beyond wish to use those deaths to bring back his god from the dead. She stares at him. You know, Earth. I got that part. Yeah, so Lord Gorm was dealt with and he is confirmed dead. I can confirm that. She glances at you, then back to Chanel. I see. So the threat was neutralized. There should be no ongoing repercussions. The dragon clicks her tongue. I want more details later, but good. Well done. She turns to you with a slight smile. You as well, cleric. The service you perform here is more than I ever expected. A backhanded compliment. I love it. Right, that should be it. Then there was that chat with Earth. Right. Lady Sageleaf then looks away twice before raising her eyebrow to the sky. A classic double take. Excuse me, did you say Earth? You handle that one. Yes, Earth lives in the space between. He's dead, but his spirit acts as a channel for magic. He's just there? Yeah, or rather, he used his last strength to reach out this time. We had a nice conversation. A good talk. She points a finger towards Chanel. I want a full report on this later. Of course, Lady Sageleaf. Then the Goblin Chieftain grumbles to her. Esoteric bullshit. Agreed. Oh yes. She groans. It's good to have you back. I am at least very glad you did not get stuck out there in the void. And you, Chanel, I'm very, very happy you made it out alive. You're my best runner, after all. Your earbud's noise softener fell off, so I've replaced it with a small piece of toilet paper. Oh, that's gonna start cutting up your ear, Graham. Ugh. Ugh. My lady, he vows. Nerd. He loves her. Oh, I'm gonna give her the orange. These documents contain extremely sensitive information indicating that the magistrates are selling out the city of Freestrider interests. Excuse you. The Dragon of Tolstad takes the ledger and opens it with an expression of annoyance that quickly turns sour. I see. This is the information Snell provided earlier. You told her? Of course, cleric. I report literally everything we do. It's my job. Don't you report stuff to your patriarch or something? Oh god, I gotta tell you Raft about this. She closes the folder, keeping her eyes fixed on Nearly's performance ahead. This will be useful, cleric. The halfway bridge tribe thanks you. I know you will make wise use of them, my lady. Wisdom is born out of opportunity. I can assure you this will grant us a major advantage in the days to come. You've chosen well, cleric. Now go. Do not mention this again. Chanel gives you a look that indicates a certain level of confusion as to why you did this, but also then a slow nod of approval. Bow your head and then leave. Thank you, my lady. Cleric, go vote or enjoy the day. Whatever you do, do it elsewhere. Alright, let's talk to everybody. Not much else to do. Well, before we talk to everybody, let's go report to Darrow. And then we can talk to everybody. They really do got everybody out here, huh? I think Darrow's up here on the steps. Elections! How joyous! Oh wait, not a chance, Dad. Come on! 19 charisma. He will respect you only if you serve him loyalty. Loyalty, like a hound. Or if you prove yourself confident and ruthless, he has no time for fools, but a man of his stature does not retain power if he does not recognize talent when it barks in his face. Trifling? Oh, 1,200 gold? DC 15 to pickpocket 1,200 gold? As long as I keep the volume low? Mm-hmm. Magister Nicholas Darrow. You see Coin Lord Darrow speaking to a brown-haired girl in a dress. It's just an application. You know well enough how proud your mother would be if you were accepted, Freitas. I'm not going. And it's not just an application, Dad. For fuck's sake, you pretty much owned them. He scoffs. And what exactly did I buy this university? The girl holds out a letter, shaking it in his face. Our name is in the damn pamphlet. Look, he says, actually calmly. It's the best establishment on the coast, sweetie. You could at least visit it before you. He then notices you standing there, a bit too late. Oh, yes. It's her. The so-called assassin. Cleric? Frey goes wide-eyed, glancing between you and Schnell. Anger? Fear? Nope. Her eyes are screaming, not these fucking guys again. Apologies for the swear word. Sweetheart, we'll continue speaking about this over dinner. Yes, she mutters. She points 2 fingers your way, when her dad doesn't notice. A message appears in your mind. Shut your fucking mouth and don't say anything to Dad. After sending the message, she mutters an awkward, of course, Dad, before sending you one more message. Please. Is this your daughter, Magistrate Darrow? Yes, indeed. He taps her on the head. Our Freitas is quite the talent, you see, a proud inheritor of House Darrow. What's this about a university? Oh, nothing, just the typical big choices of youth. Magestone and New Thazen. One of the most famous universities on the coast, situated in New Thazen, half across the world. Good luck with your application, young lady. Thanks. We'll talk more tonight, Frey. The girl looks at your father and to you, and walks away rubbing her eyes. The Coin Lord cuts in. Cleric! He immediately wipes the dad expression off his face and gives you a friendly smile. How esoteric is my sanity? I'm feeling ebb and flow right now, dude. I'm feeling ebb and flow. I'm very happy to see you alive, for one. Last I heard, you performed some type of ritual in front of the pillar. You must have found proof of your rogue spellcaster hiding in the beyond, I assume. The problem is, our beloved Lady Sageleaf was told everything. He takes a step forward and glares at you. She knows all the details of the tea shop and has already begun legal proceedings. I find that highly annoying. The Coin Lord looks at Schnell. I believe your lady is already well aware of that fact. Sure, he answers in a monotone voice. I'm mostly just impressed you broke an oath to do it. I wasn't even aware that was possible. I've been told it's incredibly difficult to perform such a feat. I apologize, Magistrate. He sighs and rubs his temples. No matter, it is what it is, and what it is a massive headache in the coming weeks, so thanks for that. Sorry. The Coin Lord adjusts his expensive robe and lifts his head, looking towards the Pillar of Jor. Now, your esoteric excursion. What'd you find out there? The root cause of his handle, I hope? Before anything, you should know Viskin the local mortician is a lich. He waves a hand in front of you as if to toss away your comment. I don't want to hear that. He's caused no trouble and we do not want any. But, no buts, he's a valued guest of our city and we do not want to get on his bad side. Now focus. Right, I get it. Good. It was Lord Gorm. He blew up the tea shop. Well, yes. To start off, Lord Gorm blew up the tea shop. Lord Gorm? He's taken aback by your words. So he's not dead in some dungeon below. Lord Gorm was planning on blowing up the election with the necklace of fireballs and went off prematurely in the tea shop. I'll be damned. He genuinely did not expect to hear that. Then the Coin Lord nods. Okay, I understand. He was planning on resurrecting Earth by sacrificing humans in Norvik. That's why he got the Noff. Darrow snaps his fingers. I always knew that bastard was a crazy zealot. I defeated him in the Beyond. He did not survive. Ah, good. As for the election is clearly going smoothly, so on behalf of the city, I thank you for your service, cleric. Then I met Earth. Excuse me? He blinks rapidly. Earth came to me in the Beyond. Earth. The god. He showed me the truth about his powers, about the corruption of the Free Striders, about it all. Okay. He squints. Okay. His expression speaks of two things. Fear that you might be correct, and hope that you're crazy. He really hopes you're crazy. I would suggest keeping that knowledge close to your heart, cleric, for several different reasons. I will. Smart man. The Coin Lord sees more people arriving from the hill, his eyes narrowing. This is the end of our talk. As you might imagine, I'm quite busy on a day like this. He starts walking away toward the crowd. Be wise, be vigilant, cleric. His words come across more as a threat than advice, to be honest. As he disappears up Tolstad, Chanel lets out a little groan. What an asshole. A massive, sneaky asshole. The biggest in Tolstad. Absolutely enormous. Gaping, if you will. Oh, boy. Gross. Alright, we got some time before we gotta vote. Yeah, it's only 11. Hell yeah. Oh, let's talk to Moonwatch. The fact that he's only level 6 is crazy to me. The fancily dressed Free Strider strikes a pose as you approach him. He takes a deep whiff of the air and exclaims, by golly, what a beautiful day for an election. It sure is. He gives you a thumbs up with a goofy grin on his face. He lifts his chin. I've been presented at over a dozen first elections across the coast in my lifetime. I've seen the populace embrace the Free Strider ideal. Free trade, democracy, prosperity, liberty for all. We're celebrating it pretty good, huh? Oh yes! Free Striderism is built on such a core concept of freedom that it overcomes cultural barriers with ease, you see. But here in Norvik, it's even grander than usual. It's like a powder keg, just waiting to pop off into a wonderful cacophony of prosperity. Maybe powder keg is a poor choice of simile, but still. Yeah, it is. He looks up towards the pillar and sighs. Oh yeah, anyway, did you ever catch that smoking invisible man I mentioned? Oh, Lord Gorm? Yeah, I found him in the Beyond. But wait, isn't that... Yes, Lord Gorm, the Paladin of Norvik. He was the one behind the explosion? Chanel leans against the wall and gives you a jaded look. Well, not really. He was trying to blow up the election actually, with the necklace of fireballs he got from Ilum, but it went off prematurely in the tea shop that day. But he was doing it to resurrect Earth, which maybe could have worked. But anyway, I also met Earth, who was also sort of dead in the Beyond, and we had a chat. It was really informative and quite a spiritual experience, if I'm being honest. I still haven't really processed the whole thing yet. The Free Strider just stares at you slack-jawed. Oh! There was a coup against the city by the Free Striders. You should look into that. Excuse me? Both Earth and Lord Gorm proved it to me, that some magistrates of Norvik are actively selling out the city to the Free Striders. This includes casting feeble mind on the Lord Patriarch some years ago and keeping it under wraps. Though maybe you're already aware of all this, being a trade prince and all? Mary looks at you, and then over to the pillar again. Look, the free cities have a lot of deals, some of them quite shady, but we actively fight against corruption of this kind. It would be a complete hells if this got out in the public. I'll absolutely look into this. If there is foul play going on, I'll be sure to handle it behind the scenes. Sounds good. Glad I told you. No, thank you, really. Thank you very much for bringing it to my attention. He starts writing down notes for himself. You're not gonna write this about in the books, are you? I don't think anyone would believe me if I did. Might be a good fiction more of that, though. That's too bad. Too bad. He nods. Very glad you survived the Beyond, at least. Wouldn't be too happy knowing I'd accidentally sent a cleric to his death. He lets out an awkward laugh. How nice of you to say. He gives you a wide smile. I'll be sticking around for a few more days, so we should speak more when there's time. But first, you should place your vote, good fellow. All right, I gotta do that. Yes, you do. For liberty, he exclaims, and then lets out a bellowing laugh. But seriously, we should talk more later. I'll find you. He winks. Cool. See you later. I'm gonna tell everybody, dude. I'm gonna tell everybody that the Free Striders are corrupt. Why the fuck wouldn't I? A traveler, she's not settled here. Her belief is weak, she does not use it. Her religion is power. Is she evil? Nope. Perhaps an arbitrary arm of an institution, but no more than a puppet. Cleric? It's a lovely day for an election. It sure is. She takes in the air. Years of effort, all for this. The revolution aims at the liberty of all folk around the coast, and if recent polls are to be believed, it appears we've succeeded in the goal for Norfolk. Let's wait to see the results. A wise statement. From what I hear, Free Striders will most likely form a coalition with the Nationalists, bonded through compromise and prosperity for all. It's beautiful to see. Without the Ascalists? Of course. Not that it wasn't on the table. Turns out the dwarves are difficult to work with and despise orderly compromise. Who could have guessed? What about the Party of Magic? Old Man Praxis Party? I don't think they got over the minimum last poll. It was around 2-3% though. Who knows? I'm still guessing he used some charms to get those votes, she says with a glint in her eye. The minimum is 5. Praxis is a washed up fool either way. If you took over, it would have gone differently. Wish the agriculturalists were still in the race. I'm a farmer. It's in my blood. Be interesting to see. I should also mention that we're looking for a thief. Ah, they're looking for you. Someone broke into our HQ on Water Lane, stole some important documents. It's quite bad. In case you hear something about it, do let me know. Time to lie. Now. No point in telling the truth here. What'd they steal? Documents, most importantly. Documents that could be twisted into something very dramatic if handled the wrong way. Since you still have those documents in your pocket, you could probably sneak them back into Vera's hands at some point, but not now. That would look suspicious. That sounds bad. If I hear anything more, I'll let you know. Thank you, Clear. Well, anyhow, do you know who the current ambassador of the Golden Horde is? No? I happened to be speaking with him the other day. We have a working relationship with the GH, as you probably understand. Your name came up during that meeting. If they are to contact you in the future, just be careful. We're on good terms, and I'd like to keep it that way, as would our owners. Understood. Good. But remember, so do we. The Revolutionary Free Striders would be very happy to be in contact with you in the future, Cleric, in case it's interesting. Yeah, I'd love a job. Good to know. She grins, her tusks gleaming in the sunlight. What a lovely election day. The triangular buildings. That shrews and small penises. Oh, fuck. I almost got his full 25. You relate to his fear? The kid doesn't want to end up like his old man, forgotten by time and space in the city. Norfolkian Post. To take a Dane. -3 strength plus 2 wisdom. Hex weekly. Yeah. You find the blonde kid standing with another much smaller blonde kid. Hey look, it's the Cleric. Cleric? The blonde kid gives you a somewhat decent salute. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well, yes. Okay. Well, we just voted, or I did. Yeah, I'm not old enough yet, which seems stupid. I know more about politics than most people. Good start. Good. Start early. You'll be a great voter by the time you're of age. Yeah. Rollo crosses his arms and looks up to the sky. I actually voted blank as a protest. I know it doesn't really matter, really, but I just felt like doing something on a day like this, you know? Good for you, standing up for your beliefs. Okay. Standing up for your beliefs. He shrugs. The city is ruled by sycophants. We need some type of change, but none of the parties will do it justice. That's my thoughts, at least. Maybe the agriculturalists? Maybe. Sad that they got swallowed by the Ascalists. Rollo then turns to his kid brother and says, don't repeat any of that, okay? Arn nods. Snitches get breeches. That's what Dad always said, right? He shoots Arn an icy look. That's not the right thing. But man, don't talk about dead dads like that, kid. Joggy. Nah, I'm the one who's sorry. The blonde kid glances at you. I don't remember if I said, but Dad was a bit of a cunt. We're better off without him. You're clearly capable of handling yourselves. Good going. Thanks. Arn gives you a thumbs up. Any news, kid? Some fights last night at the Flip. Most papers just focus on their election issues today, though, just like the rest of the city. Looks like the Nationalists will win, if you believe that closing poll, and beyond that, the kid picks up a paper from behind him and shows you a picture of one of the last pages. There's a new party in the race. It's the Post. Not often they entertain tiny offshoots like this. The Adventurers Party. The picture shows a group of armored dungeon delvers, standing around a tall human with a well-placed neck tattoo, an amazing haircut, and a friendly grin on his face. A handsome fellow, the type they love to plaster across as many issues as possible. Well-groomed, attentive, objectively likable. Hello, Electric Pigtails, what's up? They seem like just a Free Strider branch party, Rollo says as he too looks at the picture, like a hypermarket liberals. The type that want the entire economy to be built around finding loot in dungeons. Awesome. I hate this guy already. I guess so. Schnell laughs after taking a glance across the article. What kind of ass-kissing article is this? Did he charm the entire post faculty? That's my working theory, yeah. Either way, the blonde kid gives you a stern look. I hope you have a great election day, cleric. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff going on. Really fun. Don't get into trouble, boys. Hey, who bought the helmet? What the fuck? Ah, the glitcha. I ain't reading all that. Primordial. She's greeting you and talking about being occupied. Oh, you're not having a stroke, don't worry. Stare at her. She taps her hands together with a sigh. Wait a few seconds. She waves her hand. Yes, yes. Now? Yeah. Great. Sorry, tongues must have ran out. Great to see you again. My big spender of a customer. Thanks to you, my supply is entirely dry now. The last wares went to some election enjoyers here. How much did you spend? I spent that much? You did! She bows her head to the ground. Thank you very much for your patronage, my dear warrior. Enjoy your time in Norvik. I don't remember spending that much. Oh, we are not getting out there. Oh, Fish Dad. Small business owner Fish Dad. 17 wisdom is crazy. The merman landlord is fishing in the river as per usual. He acknowledges your presence. Still working on that fish? He grunts again. You sure you don't want to hear more about that esoteric pocket that just popped up in the middle of the night, just in case it comes back? No, cleric. I wish to keep my mind off esoteric things and events, if you please. Alright, be boring then. Man with focus. You could be like him one day, all stoically cold and steely. What a life. Grunt and leave. What a life. What a life that would be, huh? Oh, I can't get whatever's hidden under there. Oh, they'll let me go into the bar? Talk to the Sphinx. Have I played The Legend of Zelda? Which one? You'll never leave even for a moment. Big party outside. Lots of people, yeah. She takes a swig of wine. I have a good feeling about this one. This ongoing change, it feels different. Might just be my superstition, or perhaps all these people I share my lair with these days, but I like this era. It's interesting. The Sphinx puts down her barrel. Or maybe it's the wine talking, she says. I agree. It's a good feeling era. You've only lived for 30-something years, human. Wait until you've lived through 3 eras, then you can comment. 27, actually. Me too! Me too! Oh, interesting. She sips on the wine. As old as the era, huh? How prophetic. Shrug. Anyways, how'd your little planeswalk go? Oh, but I had a chat with Viskin about it not too long ago. The old pile of bones is quite talkative when he desires information. She leans in and observes you. Anyhow, how did it go? I met Earth! You did! How is the old badger? He's good. Dead, but good. Good to hear. Sad, but good. I'm just happy you survived. Going out beyond isn't exactly the safest hobby. She finishes her barrel of wine and lets out a sigh. What a lovely day. I think I'll have another. I'm in a very good mood today. She's so drunk she's doing the opposite of speaking in riddles. You sure you're not voting? I'm fine, truly. Did Isk Urum come to see you? The snail? Oh yeah. Haven't seen one of those in eras, literally. He came by? He did. We had a lovely little chat. That's nice. She laughs. It sounded like he wished very much to revisit me in the future. I'm looking forward to it. You're not lonely down here? Oh, my sweet cleric. This place will be packed tonight. I'm just enjoying the silence while it lasts. See you around, Ulzus. Never did figure out her riddle. Wonder what's behind the door. Probably nothing. Breath of the Wild? No, I never played Breath of the Wild. We could. We could. I don't own a Switch, but we could. It's the duck. This Dark Knight can break you like a twig, yet he will not. He is bound by an order, but why does it not affect you? He's very strong. 19 charisma is crazy. Soldier, the Dark Knight greets you with a word, his voice emanating ominously and quite esoterically from his armor. He does not say anything. You can't get him to speak, but you know all too well, there's something here you're missing. Under the effect of enhanced ability, you met with Gorm, a paladin just like. You learned about manhood from the duck, you spoke with Earth. What is relevant here? Wait, what? By the gods, look at his armor, his axe, the way he speaks. He's a paladin. One rotten rage and darkness. Resurrected by Viskin, yeah. A shade of an old icon. And you know which. Oh god, it's... Yup. That's fucking Borgo Darrow. The one and only. His corpse must have been stolen by the foul pale man. You're Borgo Darrow. No response. You're the first paladin of Earth. He says nothing for a while. He's not heard that name in a very long time. Darkness, soldier. Decades of service, all to darkness. He shifts his armor, an unnatural creak reaching her ears. The coast aligns itself to the tune of weak fools, sticks bundled into kindling waiting for a spark. I served Viskin. I served Earth. A man needs to serve. Tomorrow I might serve another, or I might return to darkness. He leans in, his voice going rough and low. I'm a shade, soldier. I exist to serve and vanquish. You serve Viskin. The necromancer animated me. I'm a shade of his making. What do you remember of Earth? He was a man. He brought great things to the lives of men. I served him well. Right, cool. I actually spoke with Earth a while ago. He snaps his head in your direction. Oh, shit. Speak, soldier. I met him in the beyond. He's dead, but his spirit remains. Earth is... Tell me, what does he speak of? He knows Norvik faces enemies on all sides, free striders, corrupt magisters, foreign threats, and he still wants us to face the risk of democracy. Then he is a bigger fool than I imagined. The Dark Knight grinds his gauntlets together. When I learned he faded, I did not mourn, for he led the city into ruin. Earth was a fool, Earth was meek, that's why he failed. He's watching us, Lord Darrow, always. He is silent for a bit, ominous. Leave me, soldier. The time will come soon. His voice turns into a whisper, a wind beyond the wind. The reckoning at last. He speaks like a slogan machine. Hey, Henry. Good night, Electric. Finishing the game today? I hope so. We'll have to talk to everybody first. I can't believe I rolled a 0 on Hanlon, dude. Oh my god, dude. Undead, level 15, Demi-Lich, 1 strength. 20 charisma goes crazy. A Demi-Lich. An insane Demi-Lich, his mind having shattered many decades ago. However, his behavior, along with the simple fact that he exists down here in a relatively stable condition, suggests his madness was either not entirely set in, or that he is being shepherded. Perhaps by the Pale Man? You understand how to please him. His ego is almost as big as his physical body is tiny, and he craves the feeling of superiority. In effect, he's a fairly good teacher, if he can stand the belittlement. You spot a familiar skull perched on the crumbling edge of the ancient snail tower overlooking the river. He's completely still, like an ornament of particularly morose garden decorator. Cleric! The skull spins to face you, gems twinkling. Come, sit with me. He gestures with nothing. He seems to think he's gesturing. Sit next to the skull. Ah! Sometimes a man needs to stretch his legs, get some fresh air in his lungs. He has neither legs nor lungs. Hello, you boy. This spot is great, isn't it? The river, the sky. It's nice, yeah. But I've been thinking, Cleric. The skull rattles slightly. I need a new tomb. What's wrong with your old one? My current alcove is fine. Fine. But fine is not spectacular. A necrolord deserves better. What do you have in mind? The North Wall! Have you seen the view from up there? Magnificent. I could set up a whole laboratory. Balcony overlooking the city, maybe a reading nook by the window. The altitude alone would be worth it. The feng shui alone would lead to much more attuned ley line access. Geomancy, a type of esoteric mysticism from Divinatorum. You never got into it. How'd you get out of the crypt? What do you mean? I simply walked. In all honesty, if the average Norvikian saw a skull floating on by casually, they would most likely not assume it was an evil undead. They would assume it was joking illusion or a cantrip by a neighboring kid. I live on Northwall. That's nice. You do? Good. Then you'll have a new neighbor soon. I'd love to have you as a neighbor. I'm sure I'll make you regret saying that. Feng Shui? Don't get me started. It's one of my many hobbies. And I know what you're thinking. Why would an incredibly honorable lich like myself ever dabble in celestial bullshit? One reason, a balance of the elements. Radiance might hurt, quite a bit, but that pain can be secret to longevity, you know. I would know. I'm immortal. Are you really a lich? You seem more like a talking skull who reads too many magazine tales. I would retort with something clever, but I'm enjoying the sun far too much to entertain your inane comment. Well, good luck with that. Luck? Ha! Luck is for mortals who don't plan ahead. The skull turns back towards the river. Viskin thinks I'm being ridiculous, of course, but what does he know about interior design? Anyway, good talk, Cleric. Always a pleasure. The undead gentleman is politely asking you to leave his company. If you need me, I'll be here. You will not. Everything you've learned from this mad demi-lich has already been extracted. See you around, Bonneville. Is it really okay for an undead creature like this to just hang out in the sun? A zombie or a ghoul might be affected in serious ways, but a demi-lich is no vampire. They have no hypersensitivity to sun and or regular light. Clearly old Bondival here doesn't even have any regular sensitivities. Viskin, they put up some fucking alcohol outside your place, bud. What happened? Hello, Ost. Good to see you out and about. Lawful evil. There's something deeper in his connection to his master. This kobold holds the Pale Man as the highest possible value, literally his personal god. The kobold stands at a corner, watching you over the area, eyes like a hawk. Cleric, go. I don't want to talk. Not to you. That's rude? Why are you so rude? You are rude. Have you ever looked in the mirror? Rude face on Cleric. Just glare at him. The kobold growls at you. Cute. Do you want your crossbow back? The kobold squints at you. Cleric is playing a game. I do not trust you. No, really, you can have it back. I'm done with my adventure for now. Okay. He slowly lowers his guard and holds out his claw. Give now. Hand him the crossbow. He snatches it from your hands the second you hold it out. It's back! Oz hiding it behind his back as if you'll be taking it again. You do not get it again. Never. Aww. We gave him his crossbow back. This is an ancient. Well, look who it is. Hello, Viskin. Hello, Cleric. Are you voting? I've already done so, yes. I'm an early bird. Same. Yes, I may have noticed that. He then squints his eyes in the sun. I will schedule a meeting with you, Cleric, about your trip to the beyond. Oh, that information will be highly valuable. Tell him. The knowledge and perspective he can provide will be worth it. Of course, I'll come by the Lich House later and explain. Wonderful. Must also thank you for completing this quest of yours. No problem. He slowly raises his hand before him, forming it into a thumbs up. Well done, Cleric. You have been an exemplary government employee. I will see you soon. See ya. Alright. See you soon, man. Oh, hello, Kraid. Fuck. I'm never getting anything out of that guy. Crocolisk moment. You approach the crocodile man. A deep growl comes straight from his stomach. The sound causes you to shiver. You know he's hungry. Kraid does not often visit city during day. Not so many good targets. A few, he says, and nods. A few. Kraid hungers. Not gonna attack anyone, are you? Kraid considers it. The monster shrugs. For now, the hunt has sadly ceased. This election is not Kraid's time to shine. You just hanging about? Viskin asked. In case of trouble, he asked Kraid to yes, hang about. Kraid hopes there is trouble. His mouth drools. Later, Kraid. See you around, bud. Hope to never see you again. Who's this elf motherfucker? He's a very happy dwarf. Love to get a griffin one day. Free drinks sponsored by the Ascani Reeds Trading Company. What's Raz? Hey, Raz? Human? Goblin? Raz glares at you from underneath that hood, then he puts down his pipe with a scowl. I'm looking forward to the day all of your human filth are wiped out for good. I can promise you it's not that far. Why are you so mean? I'm just saying that everyone's thinking. Nobody likes humans. You should all die. Your opinion is valid. Great discourse. Your companion laughs at your comment. Raz looks away and grumbles to his head. I think he's upset, Chanel. Yeah, us goblins are so sensitive, you know. Hello, Matilda. Fuck you. Fuck you. Discourse! Inane. Should leave him be. I will never magic hand. I will never magic hand. I wouldn't even know where to begin looking for fucking magic hand, man. Hello, Ness. Good to see you out here. Out and about. You see the elf conversing with the giant central tree of Tolstad, her words clearly articulated. Oh my lord, do not fret. They do not wish you any harm. They are voting. It's called democracy. She's speaking quite clearly. The leaves on the tree rustles and the elf chuckles. Yes, it is quite silly, isn't it? Oh, Cleric! Just having a chat here with Lord Pooh. Hello, Dasan. Hello, Lord Pooh. The leaves rustle again and the elf translate. He says hello. A branch sways in the wind. In a minute now, we have the be polite first. The Cleric is a great hero in this city. What did he say? Nothing, Cleric. She chuckles creepily. I've been meaning to see how it went for you, actually, with your little trip. Glance up at the Pillar of Jor. Yes, that trip. Lord Pooh here saw it all. He sees most things around here, in fact, so he is interested too. Aren't you, Minapooey? Aren't you, Minapooey? It went well. Almost died, but that's usually how it goes with most things. Chanel listens to your description intently. Interesting. Communion with the primal strings in our little Vatar makes it clear the disturbance of the tea shop has been calmed as well. You should feel proud, Cleric. That's an accomplishment. Thank you, Nasan. You are welcome. Maybe we should leave these two lovebirds to their action. Your companion mutters behind you. He stands quite a bit away as per usual. As perhaps we should. Although first I should speak with you about a certain topic. Druidism, Cleric. A political movement pushed mainly by groves of collected druids across the coast. They have many divergent ideas, but primarily they focus on reverence for nature, primal spirits, and a focus on cultivating honorable relationships with the physical landscape and all its inhabitants. That is a true path to walk. That is folly. Do not listen to the primal balance idiocy. What about it? It has no real foothold in Norfolk, but we have a monthly meeting up in various parks around the city. If you wish to partake in the next one, you have my official invitation. Sure, would be interesting to listen in. Wonderful. Be sure they get enough fika for all of us. A dwarven term for tea and cookies, or something else sweet. Usually used to make a break during work, to the dismay of employers everywhere. Yes. We usually discuss primal incidents, how to keep our parks and below areas safe from expansion and so on. I'm sure they would be interested in hearing about the tea shop. Some people expressed concern over if it was primal or elemental related. Glad to see you there, cleric. And I hope you two enjoy this election day. You've earned it. A creepy smile. Chanel clears his throat and looks awkward. Time to go, cleric. He's standing quite a bit far away from Neeson as always. Why are you so scared of mushroom? Where does it come from? I'm not scared. It's a rational aversion. Neeson chuckles a deep chuckle. They could probably dig a bit. Just push for it. He'll break. Come on, you can tell me, after everything we've been through? The goblin rubs his eyes. Fine, okay. He turns to face Neeson. It's not because of you, first of all, even if I'm sure you'll gladly take the credit. Of course. She smiles creepily, her eyes half glazed over. It's a bit of a cliche, but I fell into a mushroom patch as a kid during the garden expansion. The spores got in my mouth and my eyes. It was awful. Took weeks of the icky feeling to disappear. He shudders. So excuse me if I'm a bit standoffish, okay? Stackers to stackers, Snell. Stackers is a dwarven term translating into something like poor little one or woe beyond thee. Wow. That's so funny it's almost sad. Stackers, Snell. He groans. Don't call me that. I've heard the halfways had trouble early on in the expansion process, lots of little incidents. I can promise you mushrooms are not so bad as they seem. If handled properly and not used to trap little goblin children, they are quite lovely fungi. Sure, I get that, but I'm still gonna stand back if that's okay. Of course, Snell. Just let me know if you can change your mind later. I'm always available for a hug. He looks extremely uncomfortable. Nice. Stackers, Snell. Tell Lord Pooh thank you for the cash. Some good stuff in there. The trees rustle. He understands you and he tells you, Pooh, you can't say that. She slaps the trunk. Bet she does. I apologize on his behalf. That's okay. I got the loot. That's all that matters. Of course. She leans in and whispers to you, I will calm him down. Sorry about this. I gotta ask, like, really, what is your relationship with that tree? Fine. I'll admit it. I might be stringing him along a bit. No. Yes, nothing I'm too proud of, but some trees of the more virile variety tend to enjoy attention. Not the debaucherous kind, mind you. The kind of attention given by the heart. But if a 10-minute conversation a month gives an old tree his jitters, then who am I to deny him? That's cute, I think. Something like that, perhaps, yes? She gives you a wide grin. I'll leave it to you. I'll leave you to it. Hello, Burr. This is a scout of the deeper crevices of the earth, a creature set to keep an eye on the horrors of the icy range. Hello, Burr. Burr waves his staff around the grass, causing little flowers to sprout. When he notices you, he tips his cap. Snell makes sure to keep a healthy distance from the conversation. Cleric! You speak normal now, no, Burr? Ness cast a tongue on me. Nice. Stop. Very kind of her, allows me to interact with people up here. Nice to see you up here. Yes, it's been a long time. Not nearly as bad as I remembered. Potentially it's simply because the weather is quite good on this day. But we'll see. Probably won't stay too long. Hello, Akatsuki. You check out the election? I am, it's very interesting. Reminds me a lot of the hive-minded peoples I've interacted with over the years. For the people to sway the course of the colony, it seems like wisdom. Though it could backfire, depending on the general level of intelligence and individual wisdom of the people. The mushroom speaks true. People are way too stupid to handle democracy. You must believe in people. They get what they deserve. Liberty for all. I believe in us, as a collective. Belief is good, I think. He nods. It's interesting to talk about this. Lots of people here seem to know about democracy. Thanks for sharing. Hope to see you around. You as well, cleric. You appear to be a great person among your people. I wish you and your followers well. He speaks as if you're a god yourself. That's not possible, ever. You deserve followers, obviously. Whoa, careful, don't want to get one of those egos. Somewhat talkative dwarf that we're obviously going to steal his shards of Jor from. Wow, we're obviously going to steal his... nothing, bro. Well, look who it is. It's Drummer. It's just a crate, right? But what's that rhythmic thumping noise? You're kidding. The bird is actually the tea shop owner. Come on, really? That's supposed to be the silliest, most idiotic and plain stupid plan you've ever seen enacted, even if he's one of those bird people who are able to survive without food or water for weeks. Oh, have I? I gotta roll Schnell, I forgot. Well, nothing to it. Near Our Lady's apartments, you hear that familiar rhythmic thumping noise. Cleric! Is that my voice? Sorry, it was the first thing I had. Right, well, don't please, that's creepy as hell. Still hanging around, huh? Of course I am. The bird stops his claws on the tiling. I grovel and beg for mercy. Now I'm all kinds of stuck with this shit. Ah! The bird strikes a dramatic pose. He appears well. Is that his true personality? He was way more ass-kissy last time. Shoot him some finger guns and leave. See ya! Bye! Hello, Miss Nearly. Nearly sits on the grass playing a tune carried along in the wind. She's so deeply into her performance she does not notice you approach. She's good. The Goblin Bard keeps playing to the HWBT goblins. Just let her play. I think I need to speak with every single person I see. Oh, sweet. Oh, never mind. I lied. Well, well, look what Schnell dragged back. It's the human man thing. Difference between a door made out of wood and a door made out of wood? A doer? A doer? A doer? In one piece, too. Very impressive, I know. Moongore lifts her mace up to his shoulder. Watch yourself. The election day is ramping up. No trouble on Tolstad, but there has been some brewing on North Wall. Terrible. Terrible that I'm stuck here. Wish I could get into a brawl, just a little one. That'd make my day. Well, the cleric would love to do it now, but we really don't have the time. Boring. Aw. I'll be standing here then, hoping for something interesting to happen. She groans and adjusts her shield. Have fun with that. Look, Schnell, a crab! Watch out! Oh gods, cleric. Suddenly it leaps forward, snapping your gloved hand. Pull your hand back. You pulled your hand back instinctively. The crab misses its target and tumbles down. You watch as the crab dives into the river. You hear a light splash down. That was less dramatic than I expected. Oh no, I forgot to tell it what I was voting in the election. Don't worry, cleric, I'm sure it already knows. Probably does not care. Everglad hanging out in the pipes? Did I just not examine these guys? What happened? By the gods, it's a trifler. He's real polite, though, and he's genuinely not trying to kill you. You don't think it's really got a gender either, but it feels like a he, doesn't it? Don't ask him about his gender, or maybe do? You get a sense for his motivation here. The aberration before you does not hold any grudge and acts polite towards these ants running around him, all for the purpose of some greater esoteric vision. Either could be a different kind of wood, truly. Fate cannot sway. Everglad seeks the end of the facade. Everglad seeks the beginning of another era. All for the sake of avoiding the phrase of doom. Psst. Sounds from the pipe. A rattling, a calling. Ah, Mr. Everglad. Everglad? You hear a deep chuckling below, echoing, ringing deep from below. Hello, Ran. God. Oh, gods. Are you in the pipe? Parts of me, always. You have many of things to handle on this joyful day. I will be quick. Tell me. Share your experience of the pools of my spawning, the beyond. What do you think of poor old Grom? Why didn't you say anything? You appear to not quite understand my profession here. I say no more than deemed worthy of exchange. Can you hear through all these pipes? More or less. You listen on conversations, huh? I do. Must be pretty inane. It is. Sure, I'll tell you. The aberration lets out a deep grumble through the pipes. Gorm is dead, but I also met Earth and the beyond. We talked a bit. Ah! It is true, then. A god stuck in between. How fascinating. Extremely. Yes, indeed. And poor old Gorm, it seemed he was bad choice for patronage. Why'd you support Gorm with those dark powers? It was a whole thing. I gambled on his viability for a certain string. His role was not quite as I anticipated. Alas, as you say, it is what it is. Do you know he was going to ritually slaughter a bunch of innocent people? An attempt at resurrecting his god, then. I did not know. However, it was not difficult to guess. If a holy paladin comes to me for power, then there are very few answers to be found. Good to have it confirmed. I'll be going now. Very well. Enjoy the spoils of your suffrage now, Rand. Speak soon. The voice fades along with the ever so unnerving grumble. Sure, great. Sure, great. Embedded in the earth, you find weather-bitten stone in the shape of a spiral. Its edges are worn down, smooth almost, and behind you lies the head of what once was a snail statue. Whatever god of symbolisms this once denoted, time is grounded down. It's a monument to nothing now. Sweet. Sweet day. Ain't nothing going on over here. My bike! You see your bike now alone on the bridge. It's absolutely beautiful, as always. You can head into the sunset with this one. She now watches how you stare at your bicycle. True love, right there. I'll come back for you. Well, look at the bird.
Yeah.
DC 16 plus 1 strength. The seagull stares at you. It does not move as you approach. Hello, seagull. The bird squawks at you. Before you can even cast to speak with animals, it begins to take off, making some horrid noises as it does. Could have been worse. Could have pecked your eyes out. Hello, Asgal. Ooh, got the 20 on you. His expertise in the city below is not for nothing. You should keep him close. It'll be really useful if you ever want to get into the freelance dungeoning business. Seriously, there's a lot of money in that. Guess what? What's up? Ah, look, Romulus. It's the Cleric of Norvik, come to bless us once again. Aren't you just a darn lucky charm of a human, eh? He slaps you on the arm, it hurts. I actually met with one of those ancient snail people. What? Yeah, he should be around here somewhere, a fellow called Iskarum. Gar de Grin? An actual snail folk? Alive and all? Last time I checked. Peering out of a puff of tiny esoteric sparks, Isk suddenly stands beside you. Yallo! Oh. I heard my name. That's I. The dwarf stares at the snail with a grin. In return, Isk just nods. Yes, absolutely. No need to worry. I've been in stasis for a millennia. I'd say that loses me the mineral rights. The snail lets out a blubbing laugh. And I see, these white manes must have found something sinister in our halls, which isn't surprising, really. My kin were quite the mad bunch towards the end. What? He's a... Dwarf stares blankly, then he gets it. You're reading my mind. Yeah, sorry. Is that intrusive? I can't help it, you see. No, very efficient. I like it. But then, do you know where it is? Not to a degree that would make you happy, but perhaps to a degree that would be helpful. You see, my good dwarf, I too speak certain artifacts that could be found in Tulamon. Perhaps we could collaborate. Yes, Wunderlicht. The dwarf reaches out and grabs the snail's hand, shaking it. We'll make a good team, huh, Isk? Good, I'll be in touch. Hello. The dwarf turns back to you, his eyes beaming. Literally. Can't believe this is happening. Years of toil and now everything happens at once. Thanks to you, cleric. He shakes your hand as well, leaving some snail mucus on your glove. I'll be sure to let you know how it goes, and if you're interested in some freelancing, I'll be sure to reach out as well. Dwarf laughs maniacally. The rust monster follows suit. Then he leans in with sudden serious expression. You're voting green. Of course. Ha! Go Nicked. He laughs and slaps you on the arm again. Romulus makes a screeching noise on his shoulder. Be seeing you! Oh. I never got to fucking hang out with the Asgal youth. I really wanted to follow that quest line, though. A girl on a mission, she's out to fight for the green, no matter the battle. Her brash exterior is no fakery, it is her heart. It's worn on her sleeve. We could trifle her. Steal the Asgal chant, election issue, thanks. A group of Asgal youth activists are handing out newspaper and chanting slogans. They're showing their values in the streets. One of them adjusts her glasses. Cleric? She looks around and adjusts her glasses. So you're that cleric everyone mentioned. You don't look so tough to me. Toughness is in the heart. The Asgal youth member considers your statement, then she ignores you and continues her service. Well, if it isn't Alphos. The dwarven foreman crosses his arms as you approach, lifting his eyes to meet your gaze. Foreman, one of the leading members of the Norvik Asgal Council. The NAC, sometimes called, this is the group of foremen, or four folk, guiding the Asgal movement in Norvik. They lead workers' union movements, Asgal rallies, and the entire Asgalist Workers' Party. Norvik Asgal Council, the top brass behind the silly workers' union and the whole Asgalist movement in Norvik. Mr. Cityman? Hello. I heard you walking about in Tolstad. Did you manage all this mess with the tea shop? More or less. Good. In any case, we've got our duty to fulfill here in the last moments before a new, hopefully green dawn. Make sure to put down your vote in a wise way for the future of the city. For the future of our city. For Norvik. All the dwarves around chant in unison for Norvik. They're gonna let me in the... Let me into the fucking place? Simi and the boys. Follows the Asgall way, not due to choice, but due to indoctrination and tradition. He wants to live it to someone. His father? A patriarch? There's a path behind the painting. Simi, the right-hand man of Alphaz, wants to be his own man, but simply cannot. Not just his own skin, but those who depend on him and his eternal devotion as well. It's painfully difficult to dislike him. Where the fuck does that go? Nothing to say? He won't let me past. Alright, that's the center of town. That's all downtown in the center of town. Excellent. Let's go up. Let's keep it rolling. Oh, not going up that way. Gotcha. Oh my god, -1. Here we are! Election day at last. The little devil shows you a fiendish grin. You ready to vote? Oh, you know it. Figured. He glances at the windows. There's time still, though. No need to rush. So many interesting people coming out here today. Plus, I'm sure you've got a ton of stuff to catch up on. Heard you were MIA for some time there, the devil chuckles. Yeah, I went into the beyond. Oh. Yeah. As in actual planeswalking. More or less, yeah, just for a bit. Damn. Hope you didn't bring back anything nasty like a virus. Starts sweating. He laughs. I'm kidding! Planar travel isn't exactly common these days, but the Arcanist used to do it all the time, so I'm sure it's fine. Because the Arcanist never did anything reckless. You're fine. The Beyond has many terrible dangers, but you avoided most of them. Now me, I'm getting brushed up on some stuff myself. These post-election months will be big business. Even if the Nationalists lose, especially in that case. Loaded with every NPC in this entire playthrough. That's true. Enter into union with the Free Striders, so the city will face a massive amount of paperwork. We're talking rewritings of base laws, designing new company structures, trade agreements, citizenship documents. Heroes little claws together. Stereotype. Whoa, slow down there, Mr. Comic Villain. Don't make it so obvious. It's good business. So much work, I love it. Good going, proud of you. Thanks. Not like this wasn't expected. It's a long time coming. I've obviously got a tight deal with Darrow, so wherever he goes, I tend to follow. What's your deal with Darrow? Just an informal thing. He helps me, I help him. Started a while back, when he was getting started. I'm pretty good at finding loopholes, and he's the kind of guy who loves to stick a finger in... Ew. Loopholes. You know, legal technicalities, the helpful kind, he grins. The devil is lawful evil. Who would have thought? Well, what's the legal status of a god who dies but exists in a fused state between worlds? He stares at you for a few seconds. I've got no idea. I mean, it's probably just a gray zone connected with the general ghost business. Ghosts, ghasts, shades, spirits, will-o-wisps, other spectral undead are obviously treated slightly different from reanimated corpses, but in general it's all the same. They're illegal. Even a dead god would have to get exorcised in that case, but I imagine if Earth spooked up the place, you'd get a slightly different reaction. Weird question though, why'd you ask? Well, I met him. Sure you did. He's stuck in the beyond. Yeah, I believe you, in a theoretical sense. He turned around fast. But I'd suggest not telling too many people. They'd either think you're crazy or trying to cause trouble on election day. Or both. He laughs. Hope you have a lovely election day. You too, cleric. Think carefully and then vote. You can make all the difference in the world. His eyes gleamed with sarcasm. Oh, Appledent. Cleric! He sniffs a few times and gives a half-enthusiastic wave. Beside him, you see Isk, who has clearly been asking a ton of questions to the halfling scholar. So you met Iskarum? I have. Heard you had a hand in letting him out of stasis. Extremely fucking interesting. Thank you for the kind description, my good halfling. You are fucking interesting as well. Awesome. My two favorite local wise men meeting up. As well as your favorite devil. You hear Braxo call from the other side of the tea shop. My favorite little red guy. I'm coming around to that name. His cackle echoes up the city slope, then he returns to his paper. What are you guys talking about? Appledent here is catching me up on your civilization's current level of research. It is fascinating to hear about the various branches you've gone in. In some ways, you are not that far away from our level, though. You have gone in wildly different directions when it comes to examining sentience. I'm writing all of this down, just so you know. And I'll gladly get as much research content from you as possible, if you have anything of you with you mentally or physically. Yes, that can gladly be arranged once I get my laboratory in order. Birds of a feather. Idiom. Hit him back. Peas in a pod. The goblin gives you a look. He's ready. Two sides of the same coin. Great minds think alike. March into the same drum. Thick as thieves. His expression now says, you know that one, damn. Pots from the same clay. Cut from. His eyes widen. The same cloth. He raises his hands. You win. Thank you, thank you. Schnurr and Iskapirdo stop paying any attention to you and have returned to debating something esoteric. I'll leave you two to it. Good to see you. Greased up goblin. A barrel full of grease. They're greasing on it. They're getting greasy. I don't know why they're getting all greasy with it. A tear? As you approach the angel, she turns to face you in the air, her glorious, radiant aura enveloping your soul. Schnell gives her a nod. I'll be over there if you need me. Then he scurries away. A tear turns her face, facing your general direction. The crowds are filling the streets. Voices cast for the future. Among all mortal behavior, it is this I treasure the most. Your incessant need to be heard. Hello, Atir. She stares at you with her many, many eyes. Mortals are certainly interesting creatures. Just stare at her. Her many eyes stare back. One more thing, Atir. Who you voting for? Her telepathic voice is silent a bit. Then she answers, I don't know. Didn't think angels would be so indecisive. She holds that hand in front of her face. I've decided to be a bit more human. For this day only. Her many eyes look to the sky. We will see what fate brings. Chaos. How interesting. Won't you look at that? Maybe she'll even go yellow. Her heart is gleaming and good, perhaps even green. She's probably just playing you, right? Bow your head and leave. Servants. You hear them talking about how much of a dick Darrow is. Alright, folks. It's time to vote. Ooh, not after I don't interact with this little guy. A tiny primal spirit. So I can or I can't interact with this guy? There's a secret. Secret in that wall. He's first in line. A few people remain in the queue, though most are finished done with this charade. It's getting late. Your companion looks around the chamber, the faint yellow light filling in every corner. Maybe time to cast your vote, eh? He's gonna miss this. The goblin is very much okay going through a few more conversations with random people before you do the deed. A challenge for any mortal, but not for you. Another job in the bag. Hells yeah. Goblin gives you a tired smile. Yeah, I've talked to enough people. Let's wait in line. Well, that's it then. A bit of a wait and then it's done. Quest complete. Bet you're real happy about that, you adventure junkie. Schnell grabs one of the fence poles nearby, leaning his body weight on it. How you holding up, by the way? We've been moving constantly every waking hour for a long time now. To just stand like this, like Jesus, I feel like I'm getting feeble-minded. Still a bit of a shock, I think. Schnell rubs his bloodshot eyes. You could always talk to the press. The press? Yeah, like get this all down on print. That's a great idea. People will love you. I got a friend of the Post who'd love to write about all this. Lumir Kalachov. She's this crazy lizard woman. I think you'd like her. Big name reporter for the Post. She writes articles about all kinds of esoteric bullshit. Is able to turn anything into a compelling story. Hey, you've read her work. You have indeed. She's a hack fraud. Not sure how much you're able to say without getting in trouble with your bosses, of course. She's got friends everywhere, it seems. It's this line of work. I never seem to make acquaintances, only enemies or friends. He shakes his head. Could be fun, maybe. Something to think about. But that's for tomorrow, or next week, or next month. Who knows how the city will look by then. You'll be lost in the aftermath. Will Lady Sageleaf be okay? Yeah. Don't worry about her. I've helped build one hell of an institution here. It'll make it through, no matter who's running the show. The HWBT will survive, I'm sure of that. Whatever you do, do not equate them to the cockroaches, unless you hit the timing just right, in which case, go for it. Time will tell. It sure will. The goblin grins. Now you, on the other hand. What about me? Well, what's your plan? You'll be the most powerful spellcaster on the coast. In time, of course. You'll be everyone's favorite person. Schnell gives you a moment to think. He's actually interested. Yeah, I'm still thinking about it. He shrugs. Thanks again for telling Darrow to shove it. That was great to see. I did? What? You know, when he told you to dismiss me? That was cool. Really didn't expect it. As you keep talking, the chamber appears to grow ever thinner in folk. You only have a few more minutes left before it's time. So before you head up, ask him who he's voting for. That'll help you figure him out for real. You know, I gotta ask about your political opinions, the goblin sighs. Yeah? Hit me. What you voting for the election, citizen? That's private. Oh, who wants to have a piece of it to himself? Understandable. You know I had to ask. I did expect, yeah, but he lets out a hearty scoff. I'll tell you this much, though. It won't be for the Free Striders. Good choice. I'm not sure how healthy an anti-stance really is, but I'm sure they'll win in the end anyhow. They always seem to do just that. You're green, I suppose? Precisely. Cool. I read your many comments correctly, then. He brings out a yellow notepad. I'm not the type to write stuff down, I swear, but at some point I realized I should note down how often you make all these political comments. It got pretty ridiculous at some point. Then he flips through. Here. Chanel shows you a page full of scribbled lines. It's like 30 times, cleric? I'm not saying you shouldn't be politically engaged, but you're clearly a bit too fixated. Politics is important. It's more important than all of us combined. I breathe politics, it's in my veins. Only 30, I gotta pump those numbers up. I suppose so. Goblin shakes his head, placing the yellow notepad back into his jacket. As he looks away, silence takes over between the two of you. There is something. Something is left unspoken. It's weighing on Schnell's mind. He takes a deep breath. Just a bit longer than it's all done. DC -1. He does not want to address it, unless you do it first. Snell is a good person. You can trust him, and you understand him. What's he thinking about? He's thinking of Earth. Ah. There's a lot of unspoken about your encounter in the void. Let him ask. You're thinking about something? I am? I can tell. Let's talk about Earth. The goblin slowly closes his eyes, relaxing his posture. He's carrying it no longer. Yeah, I gotta ask. Just had a brisk conversation with the man who personally slaughtered my entire race. Let me ask, what the fuck am I supposed to feel about that? Rage and confusion? I don't know, Snell. I'm not a goblin. You made your opinions very clear to his face, which is impressive, by the way. I figured I'm the only goblin alive who's actually going to get a chance to rage on the guy. Be ashamed to let the chance slip, but his brow furrows into scrunching mess as he adjusts his jacket. A tick. I don't know. Part of me hates that he got to meet me at all. How do you mean? I should have shot him with a sling for what he's done, but something about that look in his eyes. I wouldn't expect that look in the eyes of someone with that kind of power, who had that kind of power. That he knew from the start that it was all just a gamble. I don't know how to even process that. And that's how all these gods went about it, following divine visions of whichever die roll had the greatest chance of success. It's insane. Just let him speak. Chanel places a claw up against his temple. It's just this old man standing there defending every choice he's made, as if he were infallible, while also showing so much regret, like he knows how much he's fucked up along the way, but he'd still do it again. Am I supposed to feel bad for him, or should I have done some all-forgiving monk just because he did his best? On top of that, he has the gall to tell me what I should do? Like his words are anything other than the ramblings of a dead god? Fuck, I don't know. He looks down at the beautifully carved dwarven tiles. How do you feel about it? He's looking for some genuine shit here. Don't be too human negative. He won't like that. Follow what your heart is whispering. By a divine spark, treat him like any other human and you will see the truth. Remember what he told you. His era is over. You and I are the ones here. This is our city now. I don't know, Schnell. I'm only human. Your comment forces a laugh out of him. You sure are. Couldn't have gone better. His tiny mind catches up quicker than you anticipated. In time, he will understand it. He might seek more knowledge from you then. I did it! The dwarf at the front of the queue yells, his voice echoing out into the now almost empty temple chamber. I finally voted. I actually did it. He steps back from the ballot box, wiping sweat from his brow. The dwarf turns to look out over the chamber, tears streaming from his bloodshot eyes. I didn't think it would be so difficult. At least you've got one guy who cares as much about politics as you. With this gentleman done, you see nothing now. Nothing standing between you and your voice. Such a waste of time. That's the end. It's time to vote. You approach the ballot box. It's slit. A canyon of possibilities. You should really try to find a girlfriend. Why? Time to cast this damn vote. The guy next to you drops in his own voting card. As he too leaves the chamber, only you and Schnell remain. So, No, the game crashed. Fuck! I hope it autosaved. Oh, fuck, thank God. Oh, God, dude. If you bake your bread in a tray over an oven, are you frying or still cooking? A tray over an oven? What do you mean over an oven? Like on a range? Speaking of which, here. Hello, Leon. From his breast pocket, the goblin shows you a freshly printed voting card, without any of the boxes filled in. Snagged one of them on the way in. You'll need it after the ballsy move downstairs. Alright, the living library. Yeah, sorry again about that. That was almost entirely on me. Hold up the voting card. We're even now. Sounds good to me. You see the Norvikian stamp in the corner. The perch. It is official. The printing is a bit different from the card you received in the mail last week. Seems like the goblins must have ordered a new batch. Thanks. I'll mention it. He holds up another card looking just as fresh. I just snagged an extra when I took one myself. Unceremoniously, Snell dropped his own voting card in the box. Huh? Done. He did it? Just like that? What, just like that? What do you want? A fucking ritual? Song and dance? It's in the box. That's what matters. He's known for a long time what to put in the box. Good on you for voting, Schnell. Yeah, I wasn't gonna nod after all this. Anyhow, Schnell steps aside. Your turn, cleric. The ballot box looms. Its shadow, ominous, emanating an uncertain future. Turning to leave, he instead looks back with a scrunched expression. Just gotta ask one more thing. The prayer. What? The prayer, the old man mentioned. You would pray every night for one thing. It's been killing me, so I gotta ask, what was it? Yeah? The goblin gives you an almost desperate look. He needs to hear this. Can't hurt to share. Not like anyone will ever ask you again. It's an idiotic thing. He will surely enjoy hearing it. It's, I'd look out the window each night. I'd look at the, moon in the dark sky. Then I'd ask her to give me one thing. Yeah? He leans in. What was it? Hold the finger. One. Only one is enough. I prayed for one friend. The goblin listens. That was a lonely kid. That's... He gives you a shrug. That's not unreasonable. It's really not. Your goblin companion laughs alongside you. He holds out a sharp claw. A show of friendship. A friendly gesture, take it. A hand to shake. Careful, don't touch him too much. Shake it firmly. You give him a firm handshake. He grins. See you around, cleric. The goblin companion then walks down the stairs, heading straight for the exit. And he goes, you hear him yell out, and don't vote for anything stupid! Watch him leave the temple over. Then... You're alone. Turn back to the ballot box. You see it staring at you. Next to it, a simple pencil. Just you and this amazing little box. Could you imagine? A dozen revolutions, decades of violence and upheaval, all to get you the chance to write whatever you want on that little piece of paper and drop it into this silly box. You are now about to contribute as 1 in approximately 300,000. For comparison, the textbook on esoteric history you read for your tower's initialization was 320,000 words long. Imagine yourself as one of those words. Then realize how vastly little this action matters in the grand scheme of Norvik. Yet one singular word in that tome can change its entire meaning. Vote. Vote for every person, each creature, all things in this world of yours. Vote. Pick up the pencil, look at the card, everything up on your shoulders. As you bring forth the voting card, the pencil in your hand, a word, a world watching. I know exactly what to vote. The ballot box believes you, so do it. Choose one. One final time. What if I choose wrong? There's a reason goodness is aligned with intent rather than outcome. If you truly value the world, then there is no wrong choice, only an attempt to fight for the right. No one's ever gonna find out what you write on that card of yours, not really. If someone asks later, you can just lie, so don't think about it too much. There is no correct vote, no wrong one either. Simply make do with this one singular voice of yours, an insignificant duty in a sea of mediocrity. Gods be damned, you cannot wait for this election to be over. I wonder what will happen to Norvik. Difficult to say? Chaos? Order breaking down? Complete collapse? Or more logically, nothing at all, since nothing ever really changes from banalities like democracy. Who knows? Maybe it'll fall to ruin, like every other civilization which has inhabited this place previously. There'll be good days ahead, for you, and all folk of this wonderful city. Now fucking vote already! Think about the Orange Ledger. Lady Sageleaf is not the city, nor the Reedsian coin. Out of everyone and everything, maybe she will be the one to truly make a difference with the contents of that strange, horrifying Orange Ledger. Time will tell. Now get this over with before you collect as much moss on this foul temple. I'm gonna vote for... You grasp the thin card. Vote for Ran Hamlin. Vote for the cleric. Vote for Schnell. Vote for Schnell! Fill every box, leave it out. I mean, it would be... I should just fill every box, dude. I should fill every box. The Ascalist Workers' Party. I'm voting Ascalist. You fill out the box with a heavy heart. For the ones who fall for the ones who fall behind. For the ones who want to build an egalitarian dream, you're a good person. Hold up the voting card. You hold the card in your hand, the ballot box below, a symbol for everything you are, everything you could be. Once you put this voting card inside that box, you've already made your choice. Now follow the strings. That's a 50-50. Yay! 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 Oh, what a fun fucking game, dude. Burning you? Oh, fuck. Skip the credits. I can't read that. It's been an honor to DM for you over the course of this adventure. Your cleric has been incredibly interesting to watch. That's a compliment. Ah, and don't forget about your new buddy, Isk. He will have to seek out terrifyingly powerful magic in order to bring back his dear wife. You think he can do it? Maybe I'll have to help him out. I don't know if Isk can find his dead wife. When it comes to Meek, you've obviously got a familiar for life. It's true. Our little dude? Our little necklace dude? Though you better keep an eye out. That old master of his is definitely still around. Maybe you'll even get to have a chat with him at some point. Was Esoteric Ebb worth it? 9 out of 10. Oh, and you probably won't see that cranium ant again, the one you dropped off down below. 9 out of 10. Esoteric Ebb is a 9 out of 10. Disco Elysium is a 10 out of 10. Esoteric Ebb is a 9 out of 10. I don't like the way it handles gender in this game. Unless you'd want to, I mean. Then there are questions surrounding those lost mines Azkel was looking for. That sounds like a higher tier dungeon to me. Maybe that strange key to nowhere has something to do with it. We'll just have to wait and see. Ultimately, though, I am most intrigued by your encounter with Earth. For Schnell, it was a meeting with the horrors of the past. For the cleric, it must have made a lasting impression. One that will shape this future and the era to come. Speaking of which, with the election done, I feel like this campaign needs a time skip. A couple of months? Years? Norvik is heading into tumultuous times, but your Asgal cleric will surely find purpose in the cause. Very good. I can't wait to see what you do next, Christopher Beauregard. Yay! That's it, folks. That's it. Oh, God in heaven. What a game, dude. What a game. Yeah, that was Esoteric Ebb, everybody. That's going on the list for next time, after our next Disco Elysium run. Fuck, that was good. Our next Esoteric Ebb run, though, is going to be all-consuming. We're going to go full constitution and full strength. And maybe nothing else. Who knows? Definitely no wisdom. Definitely no charisma. Probably a little dex and constitution. And probably a little dex and intelligence just to keep the game light, you know? Just to keep the game flowing. With that being said, though, I am going to take off. I posted the schedule, but I haven't looked at it. I think we're starting Undertale. We are starting Undertale. We're starting Undertale because my coworker started playing Disco Elysium, so... A life for a life, as they say. Misery sounds like fun, yeah. with that being said, I will see everybody tomorrow. Have a good night. I guess the ebb is gone now. Keep it esoteric, everybody. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Johnny.